This match to you comes to us from Scarameow, who is sending us a Survivor match, which is one we don't get very often. Does not list their hours. Please list your hours. That way I know generally what skill level you are at. So if you're making mistakes with your fundamentals, if you're doing that at like 100 hours, I can forgive you. If you're doing it at like 8K hours, I can't. So it gives me a lot of context. So please make sure you guys are adding those when you submit. This one, you are playing Survivor on RPD. West Wing is what I saw when it was loading in here. West Wing is the more Survivor-sided of the two RPDs, but RPD does generally err on the side of Killer because it's an eye-shaped map that has a choke point in the middle that's easy for the Killer to patrol, which does make it fairly difficult for survivors to control the map themselves and pressure back. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see. I believe this match is against Huntress. Let's take a look at it here. Once again, I mentioned this to you during your Billy match, and I don't know if you've watched that. That did come out 2 days ago. You should not be running no perks, no add-ons, no items. That is not something that you should be doing either side of Dead by Daylight. Otherwise, like especially on Survivor, because on Survivor, at least with Killers, you have a base kit power. Survivor, you have no power. Every character is essentially the same. So running no perks, no add-ons on a character is like even worse on the Survivor side. If you want to consistently succeed, you should always be running something. So please stop doing this. This was in your previous match review, and you opted to do it on Survivor now. I would prefer that you please run builds, please run add-ons, items, and I don't think I want to review another match review where you do this, because this is something that will consistently and heavily detriment your ability to win, and until you change it, I think that is your #1 priority. You got to fix this. So if you don't fix it, I don't want to take another match review. So make sure you fix that. Okay, get on the gen immediately. There's no reason to like hide this early. Huntress has a lullaby to make you be aware that she's on the way, because she can actually hit you from all the way out there with a hatchet. But this is A, an indoor map, and B, like the lullaby is very distant, so you don't need to be hiding. Also, if you were paying attention, if you looked at the Survivor HUD, you can actually see that Meg is in a chase right now because of the mandibles. So you don't need to hide here. You know she's like on someone else. Yeah, just sit on the gen. A lot of people, this is the biggest thing that I see.
Killer it is. Is it the nightmare?
The biggest thing that I see. Yeah, I don't know why you're crouch walking so much. You need to be a little bit more fearless. Like, especially since she just downed someone, like, the odds are she's just gonna go pick up that person immediately and go throw them on hook. You're realistically probably not in any danger here. Just a lullaby. But she's going for Adept. The match review is doing pretty good. We have a whopping 12, potentially 13 of these. We have a lot tonight, Zio. Hopefully you're doing well. Well, that's not good. For some reason, Kate tried to agree the same, got caught. The moment that you see two people down in a situation like that, in a Survivor match, solo queue or not, you should be going to position yourself to help that situation, because a double down situation will snowball to a victory 9 times out of 10. So what you have to do as Survivor is, as quickly as possible, undo the double down situation. So you should have already been positioning yourself to save the Meg on hook, like the moment that you saw the double down situation. So sticking in the gen is not the right option here. Hey Dino, welcome back. Yeah, you're playing so skittish that you're essentially going to give them the match.
Please don't love it. Back.
No, she has Sloppy. It's a weird choice on Huntress. She's going to hit you there. Yeah.
Ah, back.
Yeah, you should have been way more active there. You were playing kind of like way too immersed and scared. Or you should have been going in to help the double down situation.
Oh my I love the morning.
Luckily, Adam knew. Adam knew he had to go help, so the situation kind of like resolved itself. But you should have also been over there to help, just in
I'm
case.
assuming we're all idiots in this one.
I mean, I don't think they're. I mean, I was just talking about how Adam knew exactly what to do.
What the hell are they doing?
I think Kate's just giving up.
I know I'm bad at the game.
Yeah, I think Kate knows it's a throne match, so she's just giving up. And the Huntress is playing nice by letting him get the hook save. She could have easily just hit her.
What are you doing?
That Kate's like soft quitting, but like I feel like watching a survivor crouch walking around and greeting the gen instead of helping her when she was on hook. She almost hit second. She almost hit second phase. Because you were playing in a very like immersed kind of like scared way. So she probably realizes the match is a done deal. So if you're gonna play stealthy, which I don't advise, DBD is a game of momentum, so stopping your momentum is typically not a good idea. However, it is still good sometimes to like, you know, if you're going for like the save or something and the killer like might see you to like crouch for like a second or two. Don't move while you're doing it. Yeah, don't move while you're doing it, because if you're hiding and you're stationary, they may overlook you. Whereas like if you're moving, they're gonna see the movement. They seem new. They're here all the time and they're constantly in DBD streams. I don't know if they don't play much themselves, which is why I want the hours so I can know. That's why listing your hours is important, because I can make that call, because they're here almost every day. I'm actually kind of shocked they're not here today. So they're in the DBD community and they're about the game. And they're uploading YouTube content all the time about Dead by Daylight. So they're playing the game a lot. So it would be nice to know what their like actual hours are.
Oh, come on. How did you know I was here?
Probably because you're loud and, like I said, you're moving while crouch walking. That's why you should probably stay still. When you're hiding. Even then, without Iron Will, you're like, and not on a quieter character, it's pretty easy to track.
Yes, some of these are not playing the game properly.
Yeah. This is where the match ends. No, somebody actually does end up getting you.
Well, this has been a fun game.
Adam's like, Adam's the MVP. Adam's been doing his best.
It's gonna be a 4K for the car. Ow.
Oh, not the controller. Oh. Controller problems. You hate to see it. Yeah, Adam's trying to carry as hard as he can. It's just not happening. You guys were like, oops, sorry. Oh, you first.
Back.
Okay, so you getting on a gen is not a bad idea here, because in terms of order operations, who gets the...
Back.
I would go into a custom game and just play. You may be okay at Survivor or okay at Killer, but like, if you can't hit skill checks on Survivor, that's like the bare minimum. So I would just play in customs until you're used to skill checks. I know there's the Huntress Lullaby thing, but like you should be like staring at the screen. If you're not streaming or doing something else, then like your focus should be ahead. There's also a skill check game that you can play in browser. I don't know if that's still a thing. I haven't needed it in a while, obviously. There used to be a skill check browser game you can play.
Holy hell.
Yeah, see, like, here's the deal. Like, anytime, like, the killer even gets slightly close, you immediately start kind of, like, freaking out and, like, slow walking or crouch walking away. And it's just, like, hasn't served you at any point this entire match.
You are throwing the game, aren't you?
And this is where your part in the game ends. Okay, so for your main takeaways, your first one and your most important one is to stop playing so scared. Like I mentioned, until the killer is like fairly close to you, so you're getting that like shorter terries instead of the larger terries, you're fine to greet things more than you think. I've noticed that particularly what keeps happening with you is that you, every single time that like you even hear the Terrius or you hear the lullaby, you start like crouch walking away. Just as much as it is for the killer, match time is gen time. Match time is gen time, and that includes your time on the gen. So if you're like crouch walking out the gen every time you're even slightly scared the killer might show up, that's time lost on a gen, or time lost going for a save, or anything that would be potentially helping your team. So I would not be like turbo scared. I would greed a little bit. Second main takeaway, and it's kind of what lost you guys this match, was that there was a double down situation in the game. Whenever there's a double down situation, whether it be two people on hook, one person hooked, one slugged, or vice versa, you need to be, no matter what you're doing, going to aid that situation. A double down situation for the survivor side is one of the best snowball situations for killer. So you as survivor need to be, beelining it to go undo that situation as much as possible, or like as quick as possible. So the fact that there was a double down situation in the middle and you stuck the gen and kind of hung out is probably why Kate gave up and started just kind of like hanging out. Because like she almost went to second phase because Adam was the only one trying to help to undo that situation, and that's a really hard thing to do by yourself. You should have been there helping the Adam undo the double down situation, and I feel like that's a strong reason why Kate was just kind of like, dude, I almost hit second phase. I'm just gonna go next and get better teammates. Know what you can and can't get away with. Yes, and I feel like it, like I said, I don't know your hours, but I do know you watch DBD a lot. Like you're here almost every day, so you should have a general idea of what you're allowed to get away with and what you can't get away with. Just play a little bit more aggressive, play a little bit more confidently, and the character's not the killer's not as scary as you think. Killer's not as scary as you think. Those are the main two things. Obviously, third main takeaway, please run with perks or add-ons. And I'm not going to review another match review of yours if you're not running perks or add-ons, because you're setting yourself up for failure by not running perks and add-ons, killer, survivor, no matter what. So please run something. Please run something.